guess that makes sense, that until you have the tentative budget, you don't know if you need to override the tax cap. We start talking about way ahead of time, just as a matter of like, just do it, get it out of the way, and if we need it, we need it, if we don't, we don't.
Yeah.
Hello. I had to put my glasses on because I want to make sure I give the right packet to the right person.
Wait a minute.
What?
I don't want you to do that till we're in session.
So you're in session,
Till our
okay.
meeting started. Yeah. Nobody needs to read it.
Quite a production.
What?
Oh, formal
Oh, it's
presentation.
fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy. He's got the names written in red.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't use a copier in red anymore.
That's right.
I gotta tell you a good story about that.
Okay.
Somebody, remind me.
I will.
Okay. I'd like to call the Town of Alexandria Board meeting to order on October 5th, 2022. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the town board meeting to order. We put, motion to pay bills. We have no bills, and a motion to, approve the minutes. We have no meeting minutes at this point. We have a public hearing scheduled for 4 o'clock for an ordinance amending the Town of Alexandria sewer use ordinance for the Redwood Sewer District. Everybody should have a copy of that in front of them. Mike, do you want to talk about this for a second? I guess, we should, this is the public hearing, so it's already been presented. This is the public hearing for the public to discuss.
It's just for the public to discuss at this point.
Yeah.
It's already been presented.
So, Donna, we continue the public hearing and listen to the public first, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Any members of the public like to talk about the Redwood Sewer amended ordinance? If we don't have anybody that has a comment, we'll take a motion.
Motion to close the hearing?
Motion by Ron to close the hearing, and second by Sean. The next step is...
Vote on it? Vote on it.
We gotta go vote on it. Any further discussion then? None? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, none. Okay.
Donna,
Can we just get
roll call vote.
So now we have any other discussion among ourselves? I don't have anything to bring up.
I don't either.
No.
just kind of throw a little more information out here. This just refers to the capital portion of the Redwood Sewer District bill, okay? And annually, that works out to be around $18,000. So what we did, our committee anyways, went through every single parcel within the district, and if you were receiving service, you had a cap unit of 1. If you're a piece of property that, when you read this, is basically what I'm relaying to. If you have a piece of property that you could build a house on, reasonably build a house on, your cap unit was 0.5. If you had a piece of property that was too small, it was unbuildable, it was a 0. So once we did that for all the properties, then you total up all those numbers and divide that into the $18,000, and it works out to $85 a cap unit. So if you have a house, I'm just going to letting anybody that's listening, if you have a house and are receiving service, you will see $85 on your annual taxes. If you have a vacant piece of property that can be built on, it's $42.50. Everybody else is 0. So that's the result of this.
Yep.
What is the change in the billing that used to have cap on it? Is there gonna be a change there that's not gonna be there, or?
Well, in our budget sessions there, you had a conversation with everybody, including Nicole. When we look at all our expenses, or we have to back up a little bit. Our revenues, we charge $650 per EDU. We have 214 EDUs. If you multiply those two numbers together, you end up with $139,000. Add another $18,000 to it, that's how much total revenue that we could expect to see. When we went through all our budget work there, it comes very close to that number. So what is gonna end up happening is the $650 will continue on a quarterly basis, you know, it's $162.50. But, and then the $85 or $18,000, the cap portion of it will be on the taxes. So our expenses match our revenues.
So, taking the place of devil's advocate for a second and thinking of what we went through with the last time we did a raise, and some questions we got, what will be the net effect to a property owner, one EDU property owner in Redwood? Will they see an increase, stay the same, or see a decrease?
$85
They'll see an increase of $85.
for a year.
So the rest of their bill that comes quarterly,
Stays the same.
it stays the same.
The difference is the portion that shows up in the taxes.
Okay.
$85 divided by 4, that's $20 per quarter.
So along with their, like, fire district money and school taxes, and it'll just be in a breakdown on their bill, or
You'll see a line.
including re-levies and all that happy stuff.
Okay,
It'll be on the tax bill, it'll be a line
It'll be a
item.
line.
Yep.
Yep.
And have you decided what that line item's gonna say? I think we did it before, and it was what, Capital Redwood or
Yeah, we did it all, the water districts are all that way now. If you look at if you're in the water district, your taxes, you'll have a line that'll say Otter Street, cap, you know, Edgewood cap, you know, all those, the same thing here. It'll be Redwood sewer cap.
Anybody think of any questions or anything in relation to the last time we did this? We had some questions from some people, to answer that.
Right.
One of them was what I just said, what's the net effect?
The positive to me, to the people that are already connected and using it, that are paying the $650 a year, is that there are now parcels contributing to the sewer that were not prior.
Right.
So there's new income coming in that'll help be able to buy pumps, you know.
Yeah, that 85 would be more like 100. Don't hold me to that, but it'd be something like that.
How
like
many
you
of
say.
them, Mike, are a half that are not buildable? How many out of that are not buildable? That number you gave? So you're not gonna get anything out of it?
Well, it's not like they're not getting anything, they're not gonna get a bill.
Right, right.
I don't know that offhand. It's probably, like, I'll just use, for example, Brent has a skinny, like a piece of property that's about 10 feet wide. There's the Mud Lake Trail that the town owns. Can't build on that.
Right.
You know, they're.
The question is, how many .5 EDUs are there? Because that would all be new money to.
Right, there's probably about 30, don't hold me to that either, but it's probably like that.
Yeah.
Which would be the equivalent of 15 full EDUs.
Yes.
Times $85.
It's not exactly,
Not a real lot of
you
money.
can't really make the connection with the EDU, because cap units are not EDUs. That's a whole different.
You're
No.
billing by EDU though.
No, you can't use EDUs.
Okay, you're calling these cap units?
Yes.
Okay, so 30 .5 cap units
Yes,
is the equivalent of 15 full
Okay.
cap units at
Okay.
$85
Okay.
each.
Yeah.
For full
Okay.
cap units.
Yes.
So
Yep.
15 times 85 is the new money, somewhere around that, if there's 30 of them
correct,
altogether.
okay, yes, that is true.
Okay.
Yep, that is true.
And the ones that were zero, you don't know how many there were.
Maybe a half a dozen, there are very many,
Not
but
many.
there's it's not that big a district to begin with.
Yeah.
So this has already been introduced and everything, and all we have to do is vote now, right?
She's gotta do a roll call vote. And we close the public hearing. Any further discussion? The presentation and reading of it was done last time when we
Yep.
presented it.
Yep.
Okay, so if there's no further discussion, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a
Motion's
motion.
already been made in order to be able to have the public hearing, right?
Yep.
So the motion was made,
Yeah, well,
subject to the public hearing.
Public hearing's
Now it's all
closed.
done, now we just gotta vote.
Roll call vote.
Yep.
Okay,
Ready?
we'll do a roll call vote, you just call us off.
I will. Supervisor Sweet,
Yes.
Councilman Fayette,
Yes,
Councilman Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson,
Yes.
Councilman King.
Dean is absent. Okay, so the motion's passed.
Yep.
Will I
Okay,
need to sign that? Is that something I'm gonna need to sign?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't, there's not a place for your signature.
Question.
We'll talk to Donna, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to ask Mike, so the $650 is for people who are getting this service?
right. only get,
And they've been paying that all along.
yeah, only,
So if that's-
only people that receive service
Yeah,
receive quarterly bills.
oh, okay. But why is it $650, but you're saying this is a half, oh, so you're not calling it EDU?
That's right, two separate things.
Okay,
Right.
okay, never mind. Okay, I got it.
Legally, they're
Capital
two separate
unit.
deals.
I learned that
Okay.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on. Privilege of the floor. Anybody like to speak? Pam? Sherry?
Actually, I have one more. So the $650 is per year,
Mhm.
Yes.
or, okay. And is that for water and sewer, or just sewer?
That's sewer.
Sewer.
Just
Okay. All right, thank you. I'll leave you alone now.
Feel free to call us.
So privilege of the floor, can I say something in addressing
Yeah.
the other? Okay, so I imagine that you all know that I was offered the position for the court clerk, and it does have to go in front of you guys. With the situation that we're in with deputy clerk, right now, I did tell Brent that, you check into, the law that I have no problem continuing, because it's an appointed position. I don't know that they would, Association of Towns, consider it a conflict or not. If they don't consider it a conflict, I have no problem continuing doing what I'm doing and signing stuff as needed. If not, then I will just come in and sign a stack of anything that I need to sign, so they have it until she figures out what it is she's gonna do.
Okay.
Are you 5 days a week, Monday through Friday?
Yeah, over here, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 8 to 4 also.
Yep.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So.
in your hands now.
The first item on the
Thank you.
agenda is, presentation of the 2023 tentative town budget to the Town of Alexandria board members from the deputy clerk. I am the budget officer, and I submitted the budget to the deputy town clerk, and now she has to present it to each board member.
So, Supervisor Sweet,
Thank you.
welcome, Councilman Thomas,
Thank you.
Councilman Thompson,
Thank you.
and Councilman Fayette. And I will hold on to his.
Hold on to it or leave it in the office.
Yep, I'll leave it in the office.
However you wanna do it. Okay. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Yep. The next item is introduction of local law for tax cap override for the 2023 complete town budget. You all have a copy of it in front of you. So we need it presented. Should I read this first? I'll read this resolution number 2022, local law to override the 2023 tax cap. Whereas according to New York State's property tax cap legislation, if a town government decides to adopt a budget with a property tax levy that exceeds the level set by the state, the town government must pass a local law to override the cap. And whereas adopting said local law is not predictive of the final tax levy, but will provide the Alexandria Town Board flexibility to exceed the property tax cap if it's deemed necessary, and to ensure that any state recalculation of the applicable limit will not make the town inadvertently out of compliance. And whereas a public hearing will be held by the town of Alexandria on a date to be decided tonight and time to hear all persons interested in proposed local law number 2 of 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that local law number 2 of 2022, local law overriding tax levy limit for 2023, is hereby adopted pursuant to subdivision 5 of General Municipal Law, section 3-C, which expressly authorizes the Alexandria Town Board to override the tax levy limit by the adoption of a local law approved by a vote of 60% of the Alexandria Town Board. Resolved further that the Alexandria Town Clerk shall publish in the official newspaper of the town a notice of adoption containing a synopsis of said law, and shall within 20 days file 1 certified copy in the office of the county clerk and 1 copy with the Secretary of State. Town of Alexandria local law number 2 of 2022, a local law to override the tax levy limit establishment and General Municipal Law 3-C, being enacted by the Town Board of the Town of Alexandria as follows. It is the intent of this local law to override the limit on the amount of real property taxes that may be levied by the Town of Alexandria pursuant to General Municipal Law 3-C, and to allow the Town of Alexandria to adopt the budget for fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2023, and ending December 31st, 2023, that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the tax levy limit as defined by General Municipal Law 3-C. Section 2, authority. The local law is adopted pursuant to subdivision 5 of General Municipal Law 3-C, which expressly authorizes the town board to override the tax levy by the adoption of a local law approved by a vote of at least 60% of the town board. Section 3, tax levy limit override. The town board of the town of Alexandria, county of Jefferson, is hereby authorized to adopt a budget for the fiscal year 2023 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the amount otherwise prescribed in General Municipal 3C. Section 4, severability. In any clause, sentence, paragraph, subdivision, or part of this local law, or the application thereof to any person, firm, or corporation, or circumstance shall be adjusted by any court of competent jurisdiction to be invalid or unconstitutional. Such order or judgment shall not affect, impair, or invalidate the remainder thereof, but shall be confined in its operation to the clause, sentence, paragraph, subdivision, or part of this local law, or in its application to the person, individual, firm, or corporation, or circumstance directly involved in the controversy in which such judgment or order shall be rendered. Effective date. The local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. So that's the presentation of the local law. We need a motion and a second, and we need a date and a time.
Can we insert the date and time before we pass it?
I think we can we, Donna? We can insert the date and time now.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can set your public hearing.
'Cause we talked
And
about,
I was thinking, I had actually filled one of these out. I thought we ought to do it at our 19th board meeting, because the everything that I read says we can do it then.
okay, 'cause I think we can do it as late as
And I gave out, here's Gene. We can do the 19th, right? You there, Gene?
I'm here.
Okay, I got you on speakerphone. We just introduced the local law for the,
override.
this one is for the tax cap override. I just introduced it, I just read it, I presented it, and I read it, and we're having, where are we at here? We're gonna have, discussion and we've had discussion, we're gonna set a date and a time. And my thoughts are our next board meeting, which is the 19th, I believe. And set it for 6 o'clock, or 6:05, or 6 o'clock. You all see this letter from Andy Silver talking about the time deadlines here?
Yes.
And I've looked at a calendar and looked at those dates, and we fall within those deadlines that he's got, I should say time requirements that he's got.
Right, I guess it matter when do we have to advertise this,
Yep.
right? And then 7 days excluding Sundays have to pass, so
You got
it'd be
your
like,
calendar in front of you?
it'd be like 8 days.
You got your calendar, right?
Yeah,
So does the 19th get us there?
well, if we put it in the Thousand Island Sun on the 12th, it's not gonna get us to the 19th. Because that'll be 6 days without the Sunday.
So my thoughts are put it in the Sun on the 12th and put it in the Watertown Times before that
Watertown Times will meet the legal, and then
requirement.
the TI Sun will inform the local population.
Yeah, we can make that work with the Watertown Times, right, Donna?
Oh, yeah, there's no problem.
Because we were gonna be Wednesday publication, we're gonna need to be a 1 day more or 2 day more, Ronnie?
We need at least,
Another day.
it needs to be at least the 11th.
Yeah.
The latest the Watertown Daily Times can be is the 11th,
Which is when?
next Tuesday of next week.
And we can get in by then.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we can. I can do it I can get a hold of him on Friday, cause I'm off tomorrow, but I can get a hold of him on Friday.
Okay.
Have him set it up.
Perfect.
Okay. So,
So, October
we need a
19th.
motion to set the time and the date.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Sean to set it
6
at
PM.
the 19th at 6 PM
October 19th.
at the town office.
Yeah, a second.
Second by Ron. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None.
Okay.
The next thing is the Averti containers that we've been looking at. Matt Chase has spent a lot of time on this, hasn't he, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time, and, we've been looking for places. You saw the the proposal that I had at the last meeting, which was for rental. There's nothing for sale. We have some emails that show us that the vendors that we've reached out to don't have any availability to sell us any. This one vendor right here does.
And we need two?
That's how I'm working with our procurement policy. So I've asked Matt, and he's had no problem providing me written proof that we've requested to buy containers from other places and they don't have them. And we're on a time deal here, so
So
we
you've
gotta.
done your due diligence, I mean, that's,
Right, but I just wanna document that and have it on our tape, and then, back it up with the papers from Matt that he's reached out, and I reached out and got the rental proposal. So, I need a motion there.
So this is for two,
Yes.
and what color?
They're like,
Well, it looks like you have a choice.
maroon, blue,
Or is that-
light gray.
I believe we got a picture of these, and I think they're like a reddish maroon.
I didn't know if you had a choice, I'm just thinking, if they were gray, it'd be a little less conspicuous on the outside of the rink.
That would look a lot better, but I don't think we have that.
Okay,
I remember before you said we could paint them.
right, I thought they were used too, so.
They are used.
Oh, I meant, well, okay, yeah, you're right.
so, I'll take a motion or any more discussion
I'll
about
make
it.
a motion.
A motion by Sean to purchase the two 40-foot containers.
For $6,180 apiece.
Correct.
Yep, delivered, yep. I'll
Second by, Ron. Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? None. Okay, the next item.
Junk law.
Okay, this junk law, I don't know if anybody's had a chance to read it. And I don't think we should spend much time on it right now, because I'd just like to have everybody take it home and read it and come back with edits. And, you know, this isn't a rush deal. We should make this right, and we've got time to go over it and figure out what changes. I know Norris has got a couple changes, and Ron. So I'll get their changes and we'll review it and talk about it again next time and see where.
Sounds good.
Is this different than the one that was emailed to us?
No.
So it's the same?
Yep.
That one, okay.
That's that situation. I didn't have anything else. We're gonna need to go into executive session to discuss employment of a current town employee and employment of a future town of Alexandria, possible future town of Alexandria employee.
Okay.
Need a motion to go into executive for that by Ron, second by Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Thank you.
So, the containers, like, where